Agreed. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It is Monday, middle of July, July 13th. I am happy to be here in a little bit of a late start today. Dean Bickcroft in the house. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member, my man. Good morning to you, Sandy Norris. Good morning to you, big Disney fan. Hello to you, Keith. Yeah, talking about Kelly Preston in the chat. I saw that late last night. That's too bad. Been fighting it for a while, I read. But it's super, super sad. Hi, my mom in the house. What's going on? Hi. A bunch of names in here. Love it. Love the conversations going on. Mar in Memphis in the house. How are you, my friend? Yeah, exactly. First Elvis's grandson. I didn't know that. I know you're a big Elvis fan, though, Mar. And I have the hiccups, of course, as we start the show. That's always fun. Caitlin, Make It Blue. Good morning. I'm glad you are here. Good to see everybody. The Sure Nuts in the house. Everybody else I missed, I apologize for missing you. Hello. Happy Monday. Hope you're going to have a great week. I know I am. Going to be a busy week around our house. Just on time for, right? Exactly. I am going to have a great week. We are going to have a great week. This week, I'm going to talk about the Muppets a lot. Now, I'm not talking about the Muppets today, but I'm going to be talking a lot about the Muppets on our daily show here as a little bit of a fun. I love the Muppets, first of all, but as a promotion for this weekend on my buddy Pete's channel, we're doing a show together. He came up with this idea, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be over this weekend where we are going to pick people in the Disney community online, YouTube people, and decide where they fit as Muppets. We're going to talk about that every day at the end of the show just to promote it and get people to go to Pete's show this weekend. He's crushing it. Man, he's crushing my numbers even. He's crushing it. Love him to death. Good guy. And come on, what's better than the Muppets? So I want you to be thinking about that. But that is not what I want to talk about today specifically. Oh, wow, a whole bunch of text. Hello, everybody. Hello to you. Yeah, I'm reading your text right now, Mom. That's fun. So there is some funny news. Are you guys aware of the NBA being in Disney? Let me know in the chat. Have you heard about it at all? I'm not a big NBA fan. I used to be as a child, as a kid, back in high school, all of that. Kind of let it go. More of a college basketball fan now, and not so much that. They just travel too much. I got to be honest. They're not following the rules. They travel a lot, and it bores me to death in the NBA. It's just not a fun brand of basketball, except for the last 3 minutes of the game. So I'm not into it too much, but I do have 2 7-foot twins who are in the NBA, who I'm huge fans of, and I think you're going to be fans of them at the end of the day today. Who are they? They're the Lopez twins. So here was my thumbnail for this show. Inside the Disney bubble, the Lopez twins, that's them. And let's talk about them for a minute. Hitchhiking Bone says, thinking. Dean says, waka waka. Christine Blair in the house, what's going on? So let me tell you a little bit about these guys. So this is from December of 2019 that I'm going to lead off with, okay? Now, I've talked about them. Yes, I knew that the NBA was at Disney. Okay, good. So the NBA bubble right now is at Disney. They've got, I think, 3 different resorts that are just full of athletes. They got soccer players and they got basketball players. Anyway, when Rise of the Resistance, so let's go back a little bit. There's 2 twins in the NBA. They were drafted in the same year. They went to Stanford. The Lopez twins. They went to Stanford, and one got drafted 10th in the first round, and one got drafted 15th in the first round. That is amazing. That 2 people in the same family would be first-round draft picks alone is amazing. That 2 people in the same draft class in the same year were both first-rounders would be amazing. They both went in the first 15 picks. So back in December of 2019, what were you doing? Well, if you were like me, you were wanting to go, and I haven't yet, on the new Star Wars ride in Galaxy's Edge. Rise of the Resistance. Is there a differentiation between, see, we're going to talk about this week. I love this, Mark. Is there a difference between Sesame Street Muppets and the Muppet Show Muppets? Wonder if Pete is going to include them. Widens the field. I think we're going to only talk about Muppets specifically, but I'll be talking about the other Muppets this week. That's one of the things we're going to talk about. That was actually going to be my topic today, Mark, pretty much exactly. Hey, Addie, what's going on, my man? I hope you're having a great day. So anyway, this is from ESPN, and it's an article from December of 2019. I won't read it all, but I'm going to read some of it. We're going to talk about it. They're all staying at different, I think there's 3 Disney resorts. Well, yeah, exactly. Anyway, the obsession started a long time ago in a state far, far away when they were just the size of Ewoks and not the Wookiee-sized big men that they are today. Brooke, I almost want to say Brock, I don't know why. Brooke and Robin Lopez grew up with a love of Star Wars. They were fascinated by the struggle between good and evil, the glow of lightsabers, and the twisting storyline with unique characters, including having twins. These guys are 7-foot twins, and they're both in the NBA. There's a mythic quality of those movies that speaks to so many different people, Robin says, across generations, genders, and race. The Lopez brothers, this is fun now, comic book aficionados and self-proclaimed sci-fi geeks, you got to follow them on social media, hilarity, are without a doubt two of the biggest and proudest nerds in the NBA. In July, they circled December 15th on the calendar. That date was important, but there were obstacles in their way. They didn't know where they would be. The NBA schedule had yet to be released. All they knew was they'd be together. For the first time since their days at Stanford, the two were playing for the same team, the Milwaukee Bucks, who are good, by the way. They have a guy named Giannis, the Greek Freak, one of the best players in the NBA, probably the best player in the NBA, even though he's not as popular as, say, LeBron, but he's pretty dang good. Anyway, living in the same city has its perks. I'm sure your mom just loves this, one of them said, that we get in more situations like this now that we're together. This is probably the one downside she didn't foresee. This situation, again, just reading from an article from ESPN from a few months ago, was a fixation since the NBA schedule was released in August. The Twins hounded their people to secure transportation and VIP access to the park. Never mind that the city of departure couldn't be determined until a few days before. The brothers didn't know if they would be at practice that day. The important part was that the plane would be ready the moment they were free of their day jobs. Must be nice, right? 16 hours earlier on December 4th, Brock and Robin were in Detroit, locking arms with a bunch of studs that I'm not going to bother you with. 31 hours later, on December 6th, they'll be taking on the LA Clippers in Milwaukee. But right now at 12:25 Central Time on December 5th, the identical twins were standing on the tarmac at an airport in Milwaukee, waiting to board a Bombardier Challenger 604. They have no luggage, and there is a 10:45 hard deadline to be back on the plane to ensure their participation in the Bucks morning shoot-around. But they have a mission: make the high-speed jump to Orlando to ride Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance on opening day. Walt Disney World's resort's newest attraction, blah, 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 out of season, blah, 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 blah. These guys are, well, yeah, they sometimes. It's pretty rare to get a day off in the middle of the season, Mar. But I mean, it happens. Of course it happens. But you can't, the day of the opening of Star Wars Rise of Resistance, you can't control. You don't know what the coach is going to do. If you get the day off, you don't know until the coach says, hey, you have a day off. There'll be days that they have practice days that the coach will say, all right, you got the day off. But he's not going to plan it around them. So anyway, I'm not going to keep boring you with the entire story. I hope that gives you a flavor of these two. Now, I have mentioned them. One of the two was in the news. Hey, Michael Dizzy Dad, what's going on? One of them was in the news recently for being the receiver of stolen goods. Oh my gosh, what was the character's name? The animatronic from, I don't remember. An obsolete ride now was stolen and sold on eBay. And one of them was the buyer. And he worked with officials and got it back. And unfortunately, he was the victim. He bought the thing. These guys are uber Disney superfans. Uber Disney superfans. And so what are they doing right now? Yeah, no, they can't call him sick. What are they doing right now? They're in the Disney bubble, as they say. They can't leave Disney. Now, this is pretty fun. Let's get to this one. I think it's on this one. Hold on. Let me see if I've got this right. So moving forward, yes. Moving forward to today, Robin Lopez, loving life as a Milwaukee Buck at Disney World. This is from Yahoo Sports, and this was from yesterday. Again, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but this is pretty good stuff. From the moment the Milwaukee Bucks arrived at Walt Disney World, the NBA's restart in Orlando, Robin Lopez has been his typically humorous self on social media again. Dude is hilarious. The former Bulls center, this is, I guess, a Chicago-based article, and current Bucks man in the middle, along with his twin brother, Brock, have never disguised their love for all things Disney. Brooke owns a house on property. He has a house in Golden Oak. And the brothers have visited Disney properties, both stateside and overseas, for years. But little did Robin know when he visited the resort over the All-Star weekend that he'd be back because, I mean, they're good. Not only on the park's grounds, but playing for the Eastern Conference favorites. Blah, blah, blah. So far, it's been very surreal. Lopez said on a Zoom media session Sunday, I never quite thought these two worlds, the NBA and Disney, would collide in the way they have. I think it's going to be pretty interesting going forward. Lopez expressed his appreciation to the NBA and Disney officials for ensuring the so-called bubble is safe for competition and relished the opportunity to be practicing with his close-knit teammates again. Blah, 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 blah. Lopez couldn't estimate how many visits he's had to the paid to the property, though he did reveal he has stayed at the resort where the Bucks are located before, calling himself whatever. He has a nice collection of Disney shirts with images and slogans. I want to jump to the part where they had rules and they were told what they can and can't do. And they said, yeah, right, stop us. So it must be this article and it's fun. And then we'll get back to the chat and we'll talk about, I mean, this is pretty cool if you ask me. If you're a big Disney fan, this is perfect, right? The National Basketball Association made arrangements with Walt Disney World to provide players. This is from another article, the OC Register. Again, yesterday, might have been from the day before. The National Basketball Association has made arrangements with Walt Disney World to provide players, NBA players, and they have some soccer leagues there too, their entourages and league staff after-hours access to attractions and experiences at Disney's Hollywood Kingdom, Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Epcot. The NBA season, this is according to an NBA memo, I believe, that somebody received. The NBA season will restart on July 30th at Disney's blah, 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 with players staying nearby in a bubble campus at the Grand Destino Tower, at Disney's Coronado Springs, and Disney's Grand Floridian, and Disney's Yacht Club. I haven't stayed at any of those, but I hear they're all awesome. Anyway, Disney's Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom theme parks will reopen to the general public Saturday. Obviously, we know how that went, blah, 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 blah. NBA teams will be able to reserve bookable experiences on the NBA campus at Disney that include after-hours access to Expedition Everest, Rock and Roller Coaster, Test Track, according to an NBA memo obtained by USA Today. NBA players and members of the team's travel party can book experiences that include after-hours rides, golf foursomes at the 3 golf courses, fishing trips on a bass-stocked Disney lake, bowling at Splitsville, luxury lanes in Disney. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver had little choice but to allow his players some ride time with the bubble season taking place so close to the Disney theme parks. We'll see how long Adam Silver, that's the NBA Commissioner, can keep Robin and I from going to the parks. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you to death. They are the twin 7-foot Lopez brothers who will be heading straight to Expedition Everest as soon as they get a chance. We're going to ride it as many times as we can. One time they were there and they just rode that all day. They just got on the ride and got back on the line and got on the ride and got back on the ride. And I don't remember how many times they did it, over 20. They are uber Disney nuts. They're obviously millionaires. NBA players are millionaires. One of them has a home, let's put it that way, has a home in Golden Oak. You know what Golden Oak is, right? Right? Look at your shirt. Just getting on. I'm a little late. Look at your shirt. Okay. Muppets. It's my 4th of July Muppet shirt from Lake Buena Visitors. Use discount code Dole Whip Dad for 10% off. Anyway, I just think that's great. I love it. I would, if I was an NBA millionaire, I would use those dollars on a house in Golden Oak and a bunch of Disney merch. When there is a Disney parks auction, the Lopez brothers are almost always involved in it. They love it. So think about it. You're in the NBA, this world is crazy, and they tell you you're going to be on Disney campus for the next couple months, and you can't leave. The Lopez brothers are in heaven. And I just think it was fun to share with you, and I wanted to tell you guys that. What do you guys think about that? I think it would be my heaven. And it certainly looked pretty safe this weekend. So, but the idea that they get special after-hours access to stuff, talk about VIP treatment. I think they're going to have a good time. I can't wait for this all to be over and them to write a blog post or a book. I will be following them on social media. You should too. Michael Disney Dad says, when I lived in New Jersey, my pal was the actual mascot. Oh, no way. That's fun. I've got a baseball mascot story I'll share here in a minute. We went to the game in a super cool box. Who was in the box next to us? No, yes, that's so cool. Brooke and family. Oh my gosh, while he was with the Nets, such a cool guy. That I've heard that. I would love to meet either one of them. They both look so fun-loving. Michael, I am so glad you're here to share that. My good friend, my best friend, Andy, he still lives out in California. He pops in the chats now and then, but not very often. But he was in his first marriage, I hope I get this right. He had an in-law relation somewhere that was one of the mascots. And I think he was a Pirate. I think he was the Pirate, Pittsburgh Pirate. I wouldn't swear to that. I don't remember where he lived. I don't know which one he was, in all honesty. But my buddy Andy got to go to the All-Star game. One year they had all the mascots come together and do an event, and it was a big deal. And so Andy got to be the guest, and he got some VIP access and got to know all the guys who were acting or being the mascots. And I don't know all the details, to be honest. I'm going to screw up the story. But it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Anyway, good morning to everybody. Sherry Awesome Sunset Travels, the official travel agent of the Dole Whip Dad channel. Yeah, Golden Oaks, of course. Exactly, right? If I had those dollars, I would definitely have that place. Heard Disney was opening parks after hours for players. Rumor. Yeah, no, I just read that. They are. They absolutely are. They Disney always does that. When they close early, it's because there's an event. 100% of the time. Now, right now, it's a little different. Obviously, the crowds are being modified. And it does look, let's talk about that. The big Disney news of the weekend is obviously we're back open. I want a Disney bubble. Amen to that, Sherry. Amen to that. Obviously, things went well. Weekend one, Saturday and Sunday, I guess, were the 2 days that the two parks were open. We haven't opened all four yet in Orlando, but the early reports are very, very positive. Now, with NBA athletes and such, obviously you're going to keep them separate for a couple of reasons. One, the deal with Disney and the NBA was such that they're going to keep them safe. And if you're going to give them access, you're going to give them access without the general public, not because they're, big, huge, very easy to notice celebrities, but because of the crowd control thing, obviously. But it does look like, from what I saw, to segue over to that, the Disney parks did a great job. I actually was a little late to the show, not on purpose, but I stayed to watch a segment on Fox Business this morning because they had a theme park insider. I didn't recognize him. I didn't know him. Because I was in a hurry to get up here, I didn't bother, writing it down. And that's the kind of thing I would usually reach out to, frankly, but it doesn't matter. There was a guy on Fox Business saying, hey, you were in the parks this weekend. How did it go? And obviously lots of us, were in the parks virtually through live streams this weekend. And it looked very safe, very spread out. Everyone was following the rules. To me, it looked very, very good. And all the reports that have been coming in that I've seen over the weekend and even this morning were glowing. This gentleman on Fox Business said he felt safer there in the Disney parks than he does as his own grocery store. And I think that's a key thing. There's an article, I talked about it. If you're a regular on the show, hello, Triple D, what's going on? Detroit Disney Duo, appreciate you being here. I think, I sent you the note. I got your video on the collab. I appreciate it. I don't know if I downloaded it yet, but it's on my device, so I must got it somehow. But regardless, appreciate it. Great job. I think that, I've said this before. If you're a veteran of the show, I've said this. I believe this deeply. Major League Baseball, the NBA, the NFL in the fall here, and Disney, I think, are more important than people would like to admit. I think if it goes well in the Disney parks, if it goes well with sports, if people see people having normalcy, I think that's a big deal. I think there's a lot of people who don't want normalcy right now out of fear and out of politics. And, it is what it is. We are in the land where we are at the moment we are. It's a political year, so you can't get away from it. And it's ugly, but it's real. But the Disney parks, schools, my gosh, how do I leave that out? The Disney parks opening, schools opening, and major sports opening, people need to have some normalcy. And I think this is a big first step for America. Now, obviously, I'm probably overly zealous with that. I'm a Disney fan and I'm a sports fan. So maybe that is part of my thinking there. But as a viewer of the planet, I just think it's important for America to have some normalcy. And I think the Disney parks, if we can go 2 or 3 weeks without a huge incident, without tons and tons of insanity on social media about spacing and stuff, that people follow the rules. Because it doesn't really matter what you think, because there's people who have rules and think, oh my gosh, they're not stringent enough. And there's people who have these rules and they think, oh my gosh, they're silly. Why are we doing this? It doesn't really matter. The rules are the rules are the rules. You go in the store and the rules are the rules there. You got to follow those rules. Well, Disney has their rules. And if people follow them, I think we'll be okay. Hey, BP, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a great morning. So I'm encouraged 2 days in, long way to go. I'm more encouraged with the 2 days of Disney openings than I am about baseball. I'll tell you that. Major League Baseball is having all kinds of people staying home, some large stars. I do think there's enough players and there's enough superstars that are going to play that we might get through it. But, I'm not so sure about that. So anyway, my position is that the Disney near-term future has a lot more to do with the success of the next few months than a lot of us want to admit. 3 peas in a pod. What's going on? How are you guys? Long time no see. Hope you're having a great day. You guys made my day a few months back, and I'm glad you're here. Anyway, let's get caught up in chat. Everybody say hi to 3 peas in the pod. They're friends of mine from a long time ago. Well, internet a long time ago. Got a message that Hong Kong Disneyland is going to reclose. Oh, I didn't see that, Sherry. Really? I did not know that. Is that because of the political upheaval there, or is that because of COVID? I don't know anything. I know that Hong Kong is a mess right now because China is taking away the freedom of the people there, but I didn't hear anything about it in relation to Disney. Is that a COVID issue, Sherry, or is that a political issue? I bet it's political, but I don't know. First I've heard about it. If I was still searching, I'm sorry, Mara, I can't read. If I was still teaching, close enough, right? If I was still teaching instead of being retired, I would be concerned about schools reopening. Yeah, 25% of teachers, I think, in America are over the age of 50. I'm pretty sure that's a real thing. I don't want to throw out a stat and be way wrong. I might be off on that, but that's an issue. That's an issue. My dad is at the hospital now. Oh, Matt, prayers for him. Hope he's okay. I agree. Sports are part of our normalcy. Absolutely, Don, or I'm assuming that's Don. Hitchhiking Bones. We do. We need to see normalcy. I mean, we do. It is what it is. It's COVID related. DTD says it's COVID related, really, in Hong Kong? VP said that? Huh, I haven't seen that. They said because of COVID. Interesting. I will have to, I'm sure I'll see it in the news. Yeah, I saw that too okay. Interesting. I did not know that. That's too bad. But I mean, better safe than sorry, right? I can't imagine the logistical, I run a store, on a very, very, 3 to 4 employees and about 120 customers and about 20 to 30 donors a day. So, what was that? About 150 people a day come through the store at any one day. Just average 150. I'm not running a Walmart, right? It's a resale shop for a nonprofit. You can't control who walks in the door, right? And you can't control where they've been. You can't control how healthy they are. You can't control how much they'll follow the rules. You can't control, you can put a thing on the floor, but are they going to stand there? You can ask them to wear a mask, but are they going to? I mean, I've had people yelling at other people for not wearing a mask when their mask was down. I mean, their position has been, somebody else needs to wear a mask and they're not even wearing a mask. It's very impossible to control the variables. Very impossible. So VP says closing for at least 7 days starting 7/15. Interesting. I'm back. My wife hadn't heard the Hamilton polka from Weird Al. So I have not heard it either. The 2 daughters that have moved away, that are now having their own family and making babies and such. I say that because I got 2 grandkids recently. 2 in the same week. So I went from 1 grandson to 3 grandkids in a week. But my 2 oldest were Weird Al nuts when they were kids. They loved Weird Al. They had some friends who we used to hang out with a lot that were Weird Al fans, and they translated to us. I still think, of the classic 80s Weird Al, but I have heard he's done some stuff that I need to check out. Yes, I saw that Corey was going to be. Dean's pointing out, Corey Meets World is live at Epcot at 11, just on a notification for it. I am going to be heading off to work when the show's over. So I saw that he was going to be there. I won't get to watch it. I don't know how long I'll be there, but that's my jam. I would love to see that. So VP Resorts will remain open in Hong Kong. Is that what that means? I thought Disney did a great job. I mean, from my chair at home, it looked like they sure did. VP says so's Resort CV1. Oh, they were both in Epcot. I mean, it figures. Yeah, their numbers are through the roof for the grand openings. Good for them too. That's awesome. Low crowds was great, so no lines. Yeah, if you can handle the mask in 95-degree heat and you're willing to take whatever risk there is, it's the best time to be there. Probably heard that from 30 people. No, that's a lie. I heard it from more than that. Some of them were saying if you could deal with the mask, it's the best. There's no line. Flight of Passage, middle of the day, weekend, 5-minute walk up time. That's nuts. VP used to love Weird Al. I don't know if I ever would say I love Weird Al, but boy, has that guy made me laugh a lot. Waltograms, Dougie in the house. Handsome Waltograms. What's going on, my man? Our mayor is making it mandatory for masks. Bet you a nickel he's not. Can't do that unless you live in, Russia. I think the thing is, people. I mean, everybody knows this. Why am I even going to bother say it? If the place of business says to wear a mask, wear a mask. You should wear a mask because we're trying to take care of everyone. That said, you can't find somebody for not wearing a mask. You can't do that. Disney has done a fantastic job in my opinion. I mean, from my chair, watching on the news reports and online live streams, it looks like they've done an amazing job. So you get on a ride, you go on the ride, you get hand sanitizer. You finish the ride, you get hand sanitizer. Everybody needs to wear a mask. Apparently, they do have areas where you can take your mask off. What are you joking about? Oh, Triple D. So I did hear the Redskins are changing their name today, which they may have happened. Again, I was watching some business news, and then right as I was going to come up here, they were talking about Disney, so I was a little late. But I figured you guys wanted to know as well as I did. But regardless, yeah, the Washington Redskins are changing the name. I'm hearing Warriors, but what I'm hearing is people saying they want it to be the Warriors. There's a former Redskin who said, just make it the Warriors. I mean, there's the Golden State Warriors. I'm interested to see. So I actually think it's a good mood for the Redskins. I've said this before on the show. It's a marketing play. You get the Redskins merch because in a couple of years people will want that again, and you get whatever the new team merch is. I mean, the Oregon Ducks have a very large connection to Nike, and they do well by selling jerseys and having different jerseys. They have a different jersey every game, 10 games a year, 12 games a year. Now, I don't think they're going to do that, but it is an advantage to a league. It's an advantage to a team to have a secondary jersey. So to change your jersey, to change your logo, you have to get approval from the league. Well, in this case, they're actually being made to get it because it doesn't go away. You still have the old school logo. Like I have San Diego Padres merch stuff from when I was a kid that is now old school. Unless you're the Yankees or the Dodgers, you change your jersey every few years. Why do you do that? Money. So the Washington whatevers, sure, some people are going to be mad. Some people are going to celebrate. Here's what they're going to do. They're going to buy the new stuff. Now, maybe not for the Redskins because they don't have any players anybody care about. But in all honesty, when they have somebody that's going to sell a jersey, they're going to want it. You're still going to sell a Joe Theismann in the old school. So I just see it being a win. I hope that makes sense. Thank you, Dean, for Corey Epoch. Yeah, everybody, again, get over that. I mean, we've got a bunch of people. Is it 11? So I think it's right when my show ends, right? My show will be over in 24 minutes. And I believe that's the time that Corey said he was going live. I didn't notice when Resort TV 1 was going live, but it might be the opening time. I don't really know. Toronto already has mandatory masks. Well, okay, Toronto's different, Christine. It's Canada. I don't know their rules. They have different I mean, I don't even know if they have a constitution. Interesting stuff. Did anybody watch Turn? Turn was an AMC. I don't think it was a miniseries. It was a show. I think it had like 4 seasons. Did anybody watch Turn? I'm big Washington wins. I'm a big U.S. history fan, unlike VP. Anyway, I loved it, and so I watched Turn. VP won't like it, but Simcoe was the bad guy. Colonel Simcoe. I think it was Colonel Simcoe. He was a super bad guy. He was and he's a real person in history. And he was super bad in the show. And at the end of the story, he goes up to Canada. And in real life, he actually goes up in Canada. And he frees the slaves. He actually frees slaves in Canada before we do so here. There's actually Simcoe Day in Canada. Some of you Canadians, Christine and others, can probably verify that. He's kind of a hero up there. It's kind of interesting stuff. I figured you did, Ma. Yeah, actually, I think we talked about it. I just rewatched it. It's so good. It's so good. I started on 4th of July, and I just kept going through it. And so good. Such a good show. Mostly historically accurate. Very, very good stuff. I think there was a bunch of relational things that they took some liberties with, but lots of real history there. Love it. Washington Spies. Turn. I think if you could change the logo, they will stop making the old logo. I think. So can you get, by the way, we got to talk about merch. Can you get Splash Mountain merch? Can we talk about Splash Mountain for a minute? Let's talk about Splash Mountain. All right. 30 minutes in, everybody. I appreciate you being here. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. No Paula this week at all. I should be here all 5 days this week. The issue for this week, if you're new here, even if you're a veteran here, Last week and this week we're having some different things. There's we still have our work situation, and we have summer church situations. I think Vacation Bible School, and Simcoe did some neat things in Canada, Ma. It's actually a hero in Canada. Okay, so the schedules are a little different. We just got stuff. We've got a lot of stuff going on, and my afternoons are going to be more a mess than my mornings this week. But it looks like we'll be here 5 days a week. Anyway, whatever. Let's just get to Splash Mountain. I want to talk about it. Okay, so annual pass holder day was a couple days ago, and there was pictures all over social media of people walking away, videos of people buying up all the stuff. So Disney is changing the theming of Splash Mountain. Okay, so all the merch goes on sale. Not on sale necessarily, is for sale. And everybody scoops it all up so they can sell it online. This is truly marketing for idiots. It's marketing for idiots. They're going to go and put it online and sell it. And what? Make people think they'll never be able to buy it again? So it gets scooped up over those 2 days for just the annual pass holders. Some of the annual pass holders break their rules. Simcoe has lots of history in underground. Yeah. Simcoe there's Simcoe Day in Toronto, is there not? There's Simcoe Day in Toronto. Anyway, so everybody thinks, pretends, lies to themselves that we'll never be able to buy this stuff again, right? It's not limited edition stuff, people. Simcoe is 30. No way. There you go, Christine Blair. That is so cool. Yeah, there's a town of Simcoe. That's right, named after this guy. Yeah, he's not a good guy in the TV show Turn. Anyway. And then everybody throws a fit, and there's people mad at Disney management, as if Disney management is going to have time to deal with that right then. First of all, it's not against the law. It is against your annual pass holder agreement. And sure, they can deal with it. But I have people who I know, who I've talked to when I am in the parks and who message me often, messaging big dudes in Disney as if that should be let's stop what we're doing in this reopening of our parks in this crazy COVID time. Let's stop what we're doing and catch some guy for buying up a bunch of stuff and trying to sell it on eBay. You know what Disney did when they opened up? So it's annual pass holder day, they scooped it up. And then what happened when it was open to the general public? They restocked. It's like, oh my gosh, if I don't get the milk at Walmart, somebody takes the last milk, I better throw a fit because they don't have more milk to give you. That's crazy. They have enough Brer Rabbits. You'll be fine. Anybody else see that going on this weekend and feel like we're in the upside down in Stranger Things? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. I love the usage of the emojis in there. I appreciate you guys doing that. Every time I see, hey, Jackie, what's going on? Every time I see those, I always think, oh, man, I want to make some more emojis. But I only think of it when I'm here. I don't think of it when I could actually make them. But fun stuff. 24 of you still here. Ooh, that's my voice. I don't want to hear that. The Dupley crew in the house. What's going on, my friends? Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're starting off your week well. We've talked about a few things. We talked about the Lopez twins in the first half hour of the show. We talked about the reopening, of course. We talked about a couple people online and on Fox Business that I saw and articles I've read so far over the weekend and a couple this morning stating that it seemed real safe. Everything I saw looked real safe, and I'm really, really happy about that. Talked about how I believe, and I think a lot of people in the chat who at least responded believe that it's important for a couple things to go well, and two of them are down in Orlando, the NBA and Disney itself. Yeah, I know it was good in the end. True fact, Simcoe has lots of history in the underground. Yep. Good stuff. We talked a little bit about Turn, and we talked about the merch of Splash Mountain and how crazy. If you didn't have the Splash Mountain merch before, that's such a good point. I have a Splash Mountain Funko Pop right there. It's got some stuff on top of it, so I'm not going to bother showing you. But I love it. I like the characters. I've never seen the movie. It's because I love the ride. But I exactly agree. It's so dumb. These people who went to buy up all the Splash Mountain merch were too stupid to understand that it's not exclusive merch. Like, they're going to lose their money. They're going to sell those items at a loss. I guarantee it. People who think, like, I live in Texas, okay? So would I pay a premium for something I really, really wanted? Have I before? Sure I have. I buy Disney pins on eBay every month. Do I pay more than what they cost at the time? Sometimes, not always. Depends on what they are. Does it matter? Is it wrong? It's totally not. But if you think Splash Mountain merch all of a sudden is going to go away, you're just too dumb to know you're too dumb. I mean, those dudes, I don't know that they were males, those people that are walking out with all that Splash Mountain merch, they're going to lose money. That stuff's not going to sell more. It's not rare. There's no rarity. And it comes from the Redskin conversation this morning. When the Redskins change their name today, if they change their logo, they might change their specific colors scheme, but not the colors. I'm sure of that. They're not going to change their branding. They're going to add to their branding. They're going to call themselves the Washington Warriors or whatever they call themselves. They'll announce it today. The Redskins don't go away. You know, do the Baltimore Colts, are there still Baltimore Colts merch? There's not even a team called the Baltimore Colts. The Baltimore Colts are now the Indianapolis Colts, and the Baltimore Ravens are in town. There's old merch. The St. Louis Browns aren't around anymore. They're now the Baltimore Orioles. FOMO is real. Well, FOMO is real. There's no doubt about that. But I have a fear of missing out on Rise of Resistance. I have a fear of missing. I bought Saturday morning. I bought on our show. I went online and I bought a Funko Pop for the Jungle Cruise. Right? It doesn't, unless it's exclusive, they're gonna make more. Right? Does anyone think that Disney is not going to sell more Brer Rabbit stuffies? Like, it's like, well, Fantasia, the movie's going away. We better buy up all the Fantasia merch. I mean, they can still put a hat on Mickey. Am I crazy? Amy, good morning. Jackie, good morning. Everybody say hi to them. I'm glad they're here. Am I crazy? I want to hear what you guys think. When I see those pictures and those people on Twitter and on Instagram posting about the outrage, and what's going on in America now, if you're outraged about that, you're just in denial. You just want to be outraged. Exactly, Addie. I own some. I've got a Brooklyn, I'm not going to get up right now, but I've got a Brooklyn Dodgers hat right there on my wall because I'm a Dodgers fan. I've never been to Brooklyn. I've been to New York. Maybe I have. I don't think I've been. Whatever. I never went to a Brooklyn Dodgers game. I'll tell you that right now. But I have Brooklyn Dodgers merch. And Disney will still have Brer Fox stuff. Are you kidding me? So dumb. And the dumbest part is the outrage. Again, people I know well messaging bigwigs in Disney as if they're going to stop what they're doing to go get a pass holder who broke a rule. Who cares? Who cares? I think they've got bigger things to do, like training up a mountain of staff to keep your butt safe. So dumb. Sorry. On Spilling the Disney Tea, it was mentioned that somebody had Splash Mountain merch on eBay for $300. Do you think somebody bought it? Because if they did, it's only because they live in Australia and they can't get to it. You know, and if they did, let's be real. If somebody in Texas buys a Splash Mountain whatever for 10x whatever it would cost originally, it's because they can, because somebody wants somebody else to do the work. They went in the park, they can't. They're paying 10x or whatever to have somebody else ship it to them because they want to stay in Australia or Texas. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just people, oh, you can't, I have a right to that. You don't have a right to all the merch in the store. I just don't understand the thinking. Feel free to explain to me why I'm looking at that wrong. I think people outraged about the merch stuff just need to relax. I think that people want to be mad at other people, and I think that's what's wrong. I think people are afraid to not be afraid. I think people are, they feel a sense of power by judging other people, including while they say you shouldn't judge other people. I totally don't care if Bobby and Jenny go spend a ton of money on merch. I suppose if I'm the guy in line and I wanted that thing and the person in front of me bought it and I didn't get to get it, I guess I'd be sad. But here's what I would do. Mr. Smith, Mrs. Jones, do you have any more of that? Like, remember when the rose gold stuff was a big deal? That's modified exclusivity. It wasn't rare. We don't have a shortage of rose gold color for fill in the blank, that purse, that shirt, that whatever, that hat, those Disney ears. My wife and two of my daughters wanted rose gold stuff, a specific Disney hat and other things So bad. There was a year ago, I guess, there was a season that rose gold Disney things was huge. I had to know is when they came. I believe it was every other Monday for a while at 3 or 4 of the stores. And if you just paid attention, you knew where they were. And if you'd go there and you'd get the stuff, and it was manufactured exclusivity. I'm sure you can find it in the Character Warehouse now because they got so much of it. Anyway, let me know what you think. Addie says, I think some people were mad because they took a reservation to buy all that merch, where the other person could have, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess it comes down to, do you need the stuff that bad? Those people who are doing it as a business, I think they provide a value to people like me and people who live in Australia and Antarctica who can't go to the parks. I buy stuff online all the time. I'm not paying 10x stuff because it's going to run out because they're retheming something. That's just dumb. And I like what Jackie said. I do. If you wanted one that day, but you didn't want it the day before, this is a big deal. They could have purchased a ticket or stayed on site and gone. Yeah, I don't know. Song of the South, I heard, won't be available to buy. Where'd you hear that? Is Fantasia merch available? Can you buy Steamboat Willie stuff? Dean says people want to be mad. I mean, I suppose there's a chance that Disney would pull this. I guess we're thinking, oh, but does it become valuable? Does it matter? Is it a commodity? Is it a stock? Is it a bond? Do you just really, I mean, we're talking about shirts and stuffed animals. Am I crazy? I don't know. And this was definitely during the annual pass. Clearly, there's people who are locals that are annual pass holders who go for the merch. What that was they couldn't go in. Can we be real? That was 3 months of people who have a business who had no merch to sell. They were going to buy something that day, right? You guys see that, right? I mean, it was 3 months of I can't go get my stuff. But that still goes to my point that they are jealous someone else went and they couldn't. Yeah, exactly, VP. I'm jealous. I live in Texas. I'm jealous that you get to go more than me. Song of South is a beautiful story about love and friendship. I honestly don't know the story. I don't know the story. I know the stories of Uncle Remus were beloved back in the day. Uncle Remus, right? Is that right? I hope that's right. There were no slaves in the movie. I wouldn't know. It is set during Reconstruction. I do know that. Disney has said that they will never release the movie. I think it was the verbiage used. I don't know. I believe it was the verbiage used that was just for then acceptable and for now unacceptable. Gee, how much would it cost to ship Brer Rabbit to Antarctica? I mean, it's not a cheap mailer. Rather, the craziest was the people bought oversized garbage bags. I saw that. It's so dumb. Should there be a limit? I suppose there should. I don't know. I guess there should be, but that sounds a little crazy to me. I think when companies put a limit on stuff, it's to get people to think you have to buy it right now. Hey, if there's a timer on it, it's probably fake. You can probably buy it right when the timer gives out. If you put a limit on it, it's usually a sales gimmick to get you to want to buy the max. If the limit's not one, maybe. But if the limit's not one, that's to get them to get you to buy more than one. Am I crazy? I'm not telling anybody anything they don't know, right? I suppose if the limit's one, there's a potentiality that it's really about scarcity. Were we short on toilet paper, people? Tim, I think you're onto something there. I appreciate that. I'm still waiting for the outlet to open so I can buy stuff. I mean, yeah. I suppose I could be wrong. I suppose they could stop selling Song of the South stuff. But if that was the case, why did they say sell Song of the South stuff this weekend? If they were taking it off the shelves because they didn't believe in it, they didn't want it to represent their company, wouldn't they have taken it off the shelves? If the limit's 5 to 10, thank you, Kadani Sean. I'll just use your words. That's exactly right. I'll use those two back-to-back things. Adventures with VP says a limit to 5 to 10. If you're limiting it to 5 to 10, that's a marketing ploy for purchasing, using Kadani Sean's exact words. Well, there was a limit on toilet paper, so did that create more toilet? Yes. The perceived threat of not being able to buy toilet paper made everyone run out and buy toilet paper. There was no shortage on toilet paper. There was a shortage of, dare I say, intelligence. Hope I'm not pissing you off. If you went and bought a ton of toilet paper, you know, there was that guy in I think it was in Tennessee, that bought a bunch of toilet paper and was trying to sell toilet paper. Did he sell that toilet paper at a profit? Did you see that story? If you really have a commodity and you think the commodity is toilet paper, I just don't think that's gonna do well for you. Anyway, that's what I say. What say you? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm a lunatic. I just think people react a little. The limit was 10 of each item. Okay. I mean, at some point, a limit of 10, I suppose, makes sense. But it's not like they don't have more in the back, people. They don't. They have more. He got caught with the guy in Tennessee. Yeah, Mar, you're from there, right? So yeah, did he profit off of that? It's like when the gas stations, you know, there was a hurricane. I don't even remember which one it was. I think it was the one that devastated New Orleans way back when I still lived in California. And there was some local gas stations that raised the prices of gas to $20 a gallon. That's just mean. That's I know I'm not going to get my shipment, but I'm going to gouge some people for a while. And all it did was made sure that all the locals would never go shop there, and that place went out of business. I mean, and that I'm just talking about the story with the one near me. It happened all over, everywhere. They have a ton, yeah. Again, if you think because they're retheming it, they're all out of Brer Rabbit stuff, I don't know. I can help you. You should buy a whole bunch of them. As more stock gets out, the price will come down. I mean, yeah. Or another shopping came in late. Exactly. So we talked about the Lopez brothers. They're in the Disney bubble and they are in heaven. So they can stay healthy and they can stay sane. They get to play basketball and they are in their Disney bubble. One of them owns a house in Golden Oak and they get VIP access to all this fun stuff. I loved sharing the story with you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. If you didn't get to hear it to the beginning of the show, I basically read a couple bits and pieces of a couple articles, including in December of 2019 when the Lopez brothers, the 7-foot identical twins who were both on Milwaukee Bucks, flew out in their private jet to make sure they were there for Rise of the Resistance opening day, which I'm sad about because I haven't ridden yet. Ridden? I haven't rode yet. I haven't ridden yet. Which way is it? Hey, Mom, English major. Is it? I haven't ridden yet. I haven't rode it yet. Whatever. I haven't done it yet. So they're great. They're fun. You definitely need to follow them on social media. Super fun. And they're going to give you all kinds of insider stuff. There's a couple people doing NBA players, somebody from one of the teams. I don't remember who. Doing insider stuff inside the Disney bubble right now. It's super fun. Toilet paper is a necessity. Brer Rabbit isn't. That's a good point. Both are not scarce and probably won't be in our lifetime. Price gouging is a felony in all 50 states. Should be. They just can't get it to the park. But you know what? Price gouging almost always is only, it only gets people who have FOMO. I mean, when the gas is $20 a gallon because there's a hurricane, but I can drive 3 minutes to get gas at a normal price, I'm just dumb if I spend $20 a gallon. Again, are you guys mad? If anybody, those of you who might be on the other side of the fence on this, are you mad at Jimmy in Brooklyn or Bobby in Simcoe, Canada, or Reggie in Australia for paying a premium for a Disney pin or a Brer Rabbit? I'm not. I'm totally not. And I'm also not mad at the dude who sells it. I'm not. I'm not going to do that, but I don't have a problem with it. Do you not buy things on eBay? Do you think it just fell in their house? Jeff, Rise of the Resistance is awesome. I hope you. Oh man, me too, dude. I'm a Star Wars nut, BP. I love it. I was there for opening day, Galaxy's Edge. My buddy Gonzo invited me out there. We got to hang out. Excuse me, for a whole week. It was the week of the Beverly Challenge. A bunch of the Disney guys were doing the Beverly Challenge. It was really one of the best weeks I've ever had in my life. You know Gonzo, your buddies with Gonzo. And we had a blast. It was so much fun. And we rode Millennium Falcon the first day, and we got to see Galaxy's Edge the first day. It was an amazing experience. But I haven't been back. I haven't even been back in Hollywood studios yet, I don't believe, since Rise has opened. And then all this happened. I was planning on, so we've got 3 trips planned. We've got an October trip, early in October, first week of October, I think. Then we've got a New Year's Eve trip, and then we've got a, I don't know, spring trip in next year, all planned. But they're all up, you know, for debate. Will we even go? What will we be able to do? We're leaning strongly towards the October trip, just hanging out at the resorts that we're staying at. But we'll see. We'll just see how it goes. I don't know. I'm hoping in one of those 3 trips I get to go and do Rise. But when all this happened, when COVID knocked everything down, the wait times were still insane. So I'll be interested to see what happens when that. So the parks weren't full on the first weekend. When will they be full again? When will Disney allow it to be full? When will the general public, when will they want to go back in 30,000 and 100,000 per park? When will the wait times? I'll be watching wait times like a madman for a while, mostly because I'm interested in the people and what the general public, great 80s band, will be doing. And one of the things I'll be watching will be Flight of Passage and Rise of the Resistance wait times. I think they have more value to see how people are feeling. Talk about consumer confidence, nerd talk right now. Consumer confidence is hugely important in America. If consumers are spending their money, they feel safe. If consumers are hoarding their money, they feel fear. If Rise of the Resistance and Flight of the Passage wait times go up, people are being less fearful. So say Jeff, if wait times for Rise of the Resistance and Flight of Passage stay low, I will take that as an indicator that Americans who are spending time vacationing in general aren't doing that at this time. Does that make sense? I think it's a great indicator. I should do a scholarly article on that because I think I'm onto something there. Michael Disney Dad 98 said, we went and did our first monorail stroll yesterday. Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, dude, Michael, that is. So we are DVC and our home is the Poly. And if I were able to just stay at one of the monorail parks and do monorail strolling, that'd be a good day. That'd be a real good day. Now, I don't know if I want to be in the monorail right now because I think New York got devastated for 2 reasons. The subway system and old folks' homes, but that's a whole nother thing. But we went and did our first monorail stroll yesterday in like 120 days while at the Grand Floridian, and we saw over the blue fence. Oh, at NBA players swimming. That's fun. I bet it was strange. I bet it was strange for them watching you, like Home Alone in them. I bet that was fun. But that's cool. Addie says, I'm not mad. Oh, where'd it go? I'm not mad. I think Disney created a demand on merch that wasn't selling. That's how capitalism works. A freaking men to that. If Jackie, you still here, Jackie? Yeah, there she is. RV Nizzy. She comes in the stream, drops knowledge. Hey, if you didn't want it 3 weeks ago, if you didn't want it 3 months ago, but now you're clamoring for it, you might need a sign to wear. Bill Engvall reference there. Anybody? Rather, this is the best ride at theme park. I hear it's the best ride ever. I do. Flight of Passage was amazing. Expedition Everest was my favorite for a long time. Love Haunted Mansion. Love Pirates of the Caribbean. Love, love, love them. Loved that I got to ride the Millennium Falcon. Not going to say it was the best ride ever, but absolutely loved it. Super ride, though. Super ride. But I hear Rise of the Resistance is Flight of Passage level awesome. And I can't wait to do it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's 10. That's what I get for starting late. Let me catch up in chat and talk about what I'm doing tomorrow, and then I'll say goodbye to you guys. I remember that week when everyone got together for the Beverly Challenge. It was up at Christine Blair. I was there for it, and I was filming up against the wall. I was standing next to Preston, who I didn't know yet. I knew Pete, and I knew he had a kid, but I got to know Preston. We were like bumping up into each other. Corey Meets World was right there, and it was just some of them I knew well. Some of them I met for the first time there, but it was my favorite people. It was me looking over the fence at the NBA players, but I don't care about. These were my people. Some again already friends. Some I met for the first time that day, and it was awesome. It was because of Gonzo, my buddy Gonzo. He's in the chats often. I don't think I've seen him here today. It's a work day, but it was just amazing. It was such a fun week. I'm so glad I got to do that. Disney has massive undertaking keeping everyone safe. Only time will tell. Yeah. Exactly, ATJH, and I appreciate you being here. I'd like to see a meet and greet with those 7-foot twins and Gaston. Yeah, so there's some great pictures of them. Here, let me close it out with some Robin and Brooke pictures that I grabbed just to share. So these are them with Chewbacca. Again, by all accounts, they are just 2 of the most fun dudes ever. There they are, probably the day we talked about it, Rise. I don't know how big that young lady is, but she ain't a 7-footer. Obviously, these are them, in their jerseys. One of them looks like David Diggs or David from Hamilton with the hair. This is them when they were playing against each other. It's pretty cool stuff, right? But again, they're both on the same team now. This is them a few years back when they were on different teams. Come on. That one doesn't want to focus, so whatever. Yeah, and this is the picture with them on the Bucks that I used on my thumbnail. So again, one of them owns a place in Golden Oak, and I think it would be fun. Like I want to meet them now. Yeah, I think that would be fun. It's unexplainable, Jeff. Which one are you talking about? What's unexplainable? What did I miss? Watch streams for Hollywood Studios on 15 or day before cast members. I don't know what that means. I think Runaway Railway might be better than I've heard. It's good. I'm excited to do that. Everything I read about it, and that's another one I haven't done yet. I love Hollywood Studios. I like it more than anyone else in my family. I love Tap House. I love Star Tours. I love Star Tours. I obviously love Galaxy's Edge. I love Hollywood Studios Christmas decorations. Love Tower of Terror, even though I hardly ever ride it anymore, but I love it. I just love walking Hollywood Studios. I'm excited about the Runaway. I forgot about that. The Mickey ride. Very cool. You've been on like 8 times. Dude, I'm jealous now. Hey, Pooh Bear, they were taller. Holy Pooh Bear. I thought you called me Pooh Bear. Hey, Pooh Bear, I thought you said. They are taller than Chewie. They're massive humans. They are. They could be Chewie. I think that's it. I can't believe I went over, guys. I apologize for being late. Not really. You guys know I don't care about time. I apologize. I hope you didn't wait too long. I don't know, 5 minutes or 7 minutes or whatever it was. But I had a blast today talking about this. We are going to talk more and more Muppets all week, as I've talked about. I'll probably prep some stuff tonight and just have fun with it. But again, it'll just be me this week in the mornings. I'm heading into work every day, and they're handling the other stuff. And I'm doing a couple family drive around, being the dad pickup guy this in the afternoons. But hopefully I'm going to be on Addie's show. Addie, you still here? I don't know if it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I think we moved it to Wednesday. I don't know the details, but I'm 99% sure I'm going to be home in time for all that stuff. And again, this weekend, big news. Diz Life of Ours, June and Rachel will be on the show on DizTube this Sunday, and then we'll have Creator Talk Sunday night. Disney Pins live on Friday night, but the morning shows, more and more, the closer we get to Friday, we're going to be talking about Muppets to promote and get you guys to go over to Pete's show. Starting tomorrow, I need you guys to come with a, this is who I'd want to be, because I have a job to do, and part of it relates to you and who in our community I would place as your favorite Muppet. So if you have an opinion on who you would be, or who you think your favorite YouTuber in the Disney place should be, let me know. I know who I think I should be, but I'm going to keep it zipped until I hear from you guys. And we're going to talk about that all week, but starting off tomorrow, I think I might just be some form of who should I be and who should you be, and we'll talk about it. Some streamers are going to Hollywood Studios today or tomorrow with cast members, so you can, oh, love it, love it, love it. Kadani Sean says I have to plan my conference calls at work better so I can attend. I appreciate that, buddy. You know, in this day and age of Zoom conference calls and stuff, it really is funny how I consider what to do here versus what to do there time-wise. It's a conference call life, and I kind of like it. Yeah, I love them too. We've missed them. We've had to reschedule them a few times, so I'm prayerfully hoping it works out this weekend, and I believe. Well, hey, Ray J, what's going on, my man? Sure enough, what's going on? Yeah, I think that's it for today, Ray J. Sorry if you're just getting here. We're out of here. All of you, I love you. I love that you come and spend a little time with me to start off my day. See you later this week. Absolutely. Misty and everybody. I love you guys. Thank you, mods. Thank you, members of the channel. Thank you, people who are in the back ninja watching. I had 2 people this week that I know very well that told me that they ninja watch, 3 or 4 times a week. So looking at you back there, Hayden, appreciate you. I really do love starting my day off this way with you guys. Have the best day ever. Go do something awesome for somebody, even if they don't know you're doing it for them, even if they can never pay you back. It's the best way to have a great day. Go have fun storming the castle. You'll be back. Gee, I hope. Just please subscribe and hit the bell. That didn't rhyme. All right. Trying to do a little Hamilton there, but I didn't trust it. Have the best day ever. I'm gonna head over to the income stream for a little bit, check out what's going on there, but I got to get out of here. But I'll be over there for a little bit. If you want to jump in the chat and see what's going on over there, and I don't know what else is going on Disney stuff, but tonight, you guys know, go to the live place. Dean is awesome. Family-friendly live streams, including mine on there. But I'm going to ask you one more time before we go away. Think Muppets. Think who you think I should be. And more importantly, think who you think in our community. Hey, Jackie should be. Hey, Mar should be. Hey, Addie should be. That's what I want to hear. We're going to start talking about that tomorrow and all the rest of the week. All right? That's all. Have the best day ever. Have fun storming the castle. See you soon.